Welcome to our weekend reading for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, February 10th, 11th, and 12th. Remember, it's a general reading, so see what feels right for you. See which signs, symbols, bells, whistles, messages, energies resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing at the same time, at the same pace. So see what feels right for you. It could be one sign, and that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and intuition together to make sound decisions based in love for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. How you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave, preparing for that wave, crashing into the wave, riding the wave, or ignoring the wave? Also, feel free to make this an interactive video if you want to pull some cards for yourself. And if you have some time, try to check out the musical playlist below. See if there's more depth to this reading for you, or just enjoy the music. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. I love you. I'll see you in a moment for the reading. Okay, welcome to our weekend reading for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, February 10th, 11th, and 12th. Let's begin and see what kind of energy is coming through for the weekend. Let's get some eclipse wisdom for us. We're going to start with the Guardian Angel Tarot and get a base foundation energy for the weekend. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, our higher self, angels and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. Let's get clarity and focus on the energies coming through and wisdom to ride these energies best. Let's start with one card and get a nice foundation for Friday the 10th, Saturday the 11th, and Sunday the 12th, February 2017. We have the Chariot coming through. So 7, major arcana, road to success. Be open to that success. It's you. When I see this card, I hear Tighten Up by the Black Keys. Hardcore. So I'll put that below. It's tightening up the reins where you need to. Sometimes you feel like those horses, like those circumstances, those choices are pulling you two totally different directions. And it's figuring out how to make it go in one direction for you. How to make it work. How to balance the dark side of you, the shadow side of you, and that light side of you together. It's all you. You know, all of those faults are beautiful because they bring you the strengths that make you unique. This is all of your talents, all of the things that you stumbled on in the past working together for you here. You know, it's getting up again and learning to ride your horse, learning to ride your chariot, your spaceship, your hot air balloon, your submarine, whatever it is that gets you there, that gets you going, that puts the fuel in your gas tank, that spiritual fuel that makes you move. This is your control here. This is you coming back into control here. This is you completely releasing everyone else's reins. You know? The spaceships you don't belong on. This is getting your own life in order, you know, your own circumstances in order here. This is feeling good in the driver's seat again. I just heard Drive by Incubus. So feeling good where there may have been chaos before as well. Sometimes we have to go through some big storms. I always feel like when the Chariot comes through, it was a big snowstorm before, which appropriately so was yesterday. So it's getting through the snowstorm, having patience until it's passed, you know, waiting for the right time that you can go out into the appropriate weather. Sometimes we just have to let the storm pass. Sometimes we have to be in the middle of the storm so we know how to navigate it. So the next time that storm comes around, we are prepared for it. You know, We know where all the buttons are. We know where to find the windshield wipers next time it starts to rain. So this is learning here, and this is good. It's the right road that you're getting on. It's it could be off the beaten trail, but it's for you. It's that I'm getting like off-roading. Like the bumps could be a good thing because they make the road smoother later when you find your highway. So don't be afraid of the bumps on that road to success. We're gonna hit them. We all hit bumps. We all hit stumbling blocks that happen. But that gives us the chance to figure something out so it's not blocking us later. So when there's a big boulder in our way, we know how to move it or go around it or go over it, you know, if we have that hot air balloon. I just saw like aerial photography, drones, like looking over a situation. Maybe you have to see the bigger perspective of something and then get prepared to land. Because once you see the bigger picture, you have to get your footing. You have to be grounded and you have to be in the experience for it to actually happen. You don't just want to fly by it, you know, and see it all going on under you and not be a part of it. So this is you coming back down, landing, having a good landing, and being a part of something. I love this big ass tricycle. It's like bass backwards. This little kid with his fancy hat has these birds. It's like geese around him. I feel like they should be chasing him. Geese are really weird. You know, I see the geese like chasing him. So maybe there's something coming by to like get you going, you know, get the pedaling moving. So once you get going, you're good. But you totally have your training wheels here. But I feel like you're riding those training wheels firm. So whatever you need to get started on this new journey, hold firm to it as it gets you going. Eventually, you know, he might go to a unicycle. She might, you know, lose those wheels altogether and decide to just walk it out. But I feel like you're starting somewhere pretty fast, at least in the beginning. Perhaps you want to take your time a little bit later, but at least get something moving. Get it started. Get something happening now. You know, it takes your energy into something and hitting the gas and making it go. Sometimes the Chariot, I think, could be like a new set of wheels, like new mode of transportation, a new direction to get you where you're going, a different road. You know, I'm getting like, yeah, a different way to get to perhaps the same destination you wanted, or perhaps you start down that road to a destination and you bypass that destination altogether and you see somewhere else that's way better and you're continuing along. And that destination was just a marker in your life, in your world. It made a imprint. You know, I see like a sign like was here, you know, this happened here, but now you're moving along and you're going a different direction. You're leaving something behind. I just saw like a door slamming. So maybe there was a gust of wind or something that came along and closed something for you. If that happened, I feel like you have to go back. Maybe open up the door again, make sure everything is in order, that there wasn't a tornado happening when you weren't there, and just clean up the mess before you go, before you continue on. And like, you know, say goodbye, closure, clean up the mess, odds and ends, things like that. Make it a clean slate and then move along. So if you have to go back and close something, do that. If the door is just locked, leave it alone. And I feel like you've already really closed the door, but maybe just finish something first. It doesn't mean you can't go back and visit or say hello or check up, but I feel like you need to make a goodbye somewhere so you can go on a new journey here. Sometimes the Chariot is a journey, going somewhere, going on a road trip. Short distance, long distance, on an airplane, in a car, like trains, planes, automobiles, you know. But I feel like it's going the distance. Like, so that could be inside of you too. It doesn't have to be a physical journey, but I feel like I'm getting change of environment. So maybe there's a change of your environment, either the energy in your environment, you need to change something around in your environment so it's not so cluttered, so you can feel more free. I'm getting like dancing around and organized. So if you need something, you can just sort of dance to the shelf, find what you need, pull it out. So maybe you're clearing the space, like your space like a highway, so you can get through it. So I'm getting like when you come home, you don't trip over things if the lights aren't on. Even though you probably know where to go pretty well if you're familiar with this environment. Maybe it's a new environment, so you have to get used to it and make sure the space is clear, you know. I'm getting clear and free for you to move around in. So I feel like that's where you're going. I'm getting freedom to sort of, I'm getting like take control, paint the walls, put things where you want. I see tools on a wall. You know when there's what is it called? The board with all the holes in it. And you like draw the hammer or the saw or something like that. And you always know where to put it back because it has its place. I sort of see that. Look to all the wonderful things you can do when you listen to your divine guidance. You've balanced so many different priorities that have come out a winner. There will be a lot of recognition and praise headed your way, but don't be shy. Allow others to shower you with gratitude you deserve. With the gratitude you deserve. There's somebody in the background watching you go away. Or maybe waiting for you to come back. I feel like there's support here behind you. So if you're doing something on your own, even if the support isn't around you, it's still around you. Even if that's inside of you and your own divine connection to, I'm getting divine timing of things. Your divine purpose. I'm getting those shoes, like growing into your own shoes, like you feel like you're growing into something that's you. So maybe it's your own support here too. And maybe when you start to roll along, you know, you find the right support systems, you know, besides you come into the mix. I'm getting like a signpost as well. This might be somebody else helping you, like, you know, coming along board your journey at some point to help you out. But I feel like it's still up to you. So if somebody comes along board, I feel like you have to teach them how to drive your particular chariot in order for it to work. So allow patience and timing. And yeah, I'm getting like, you know, like driver's ed, you know, like learning like proper time, you know, behind the wheel or someone else's wheel, so you can gain confidence and have like equal respect on your chariots. Maybe you're driving somebody else's chariot too. So respect each other's chariots, modes of getting somewhere, you know, means of transportation, ways of speaking even, you know. I feel like perhaps the motivation, the intention, the love behind the gas that gets you both going, if there's more than one person here, is the same. So you have the right fuel in your tanks, but you have different ways of getting there. All right, that sort of went off subject. So let's get 3 more cards. This is the Angel Answers Oracle cards. It's pretty direct and to the point. I'm just going to pull 3 cards for a base energy for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So let's get clarity on be open to success. I'm just getting you letting something go. You know, you're just on this tiny little bike here, so I feel like you don't need a lot of luggage to get it going, or it might be too heavy to pedal. So let the luggage go. You know, the baggage behind that you don't need anymore. Lighten your load up a little bit. All right, let's get clarity for Friday. Success! Wow! Look at that. Look at that. That's awesome. All right, so you're on the road to success. Even if there's some boulders along the way, just go around them. You know, I feel like with these big wheels, you can hit a lot of different terrain. It's like those bicycles with the huge tires. What are they called? They're so weird to see parked. They look so different than the other ones, but they're pretty badass. I bet they can go on a lot of different terrain. And I feel like for some reason, you have the capacity to fly as well. So I feel like I don't know, I see these wheels turning and almost like they're an imaginary helicopter wheel up here you can't see, that when you need it and that boulder comes, you can just lift off and sort of hop over it. So Friday, success. All right, let's move along. Ah, that's cool. All right, clarity for Saturday. Oh, let me do this. All right, one card for Saturday's energy. Clarity on success. Remain positive. So, you know, if you have to hop over something, go back to something, do something a little different, just let something go. Remain positive. The doors are opening. The right things are coming through. You're going the right direction. I feel like you know the right direction inside of you. I feel like it's really deep, like really deep. That gateway inside of you. Like it's like a, it's like a game of hot and cold with yourself. So you have to trust, you know, that way's a little too hot, that way's a little too cold for you, and feel that right warmth. Even if you like it hot, you know, go that direction, but the right warmth or not for you is the way through. So remain positive. The connection is in you to know. It's still coming through. You might have to have a little patience. All right, I feel like this is just abundance coming through. Sometimes it's like, you know, knowing that that awesome dinner is being prepared and it's coming through and your stomach is growling and you're really hungry, but perhaps there was something here, you know, that got your taste buds moving to get you excited about what's coming through. You know, a little taste of success, a little taste that you know you're on the right road, but you want more. There's still a hunger here, so you have to be patient so it's prepared properly. You know, something might not be ready quite yet. It might be you. Maybe you're not ready quite yet. So just start, you know, you'll feel better as you move. As you realize you don't need those training wheels and you can actually fly over a situation and land when you need to. All right, one more card. Clarity on Sunday's energy coming through. Ask for help from others. So when you feel like perhaps you can't do it all on your own, there are others that are gonna come through. So start to do what you can, and if you don't know what to do, just ask. The right advice might come through. You know, the right direction might come through. The right map might come through somebody else. Sometimes we don't have to do it on our own. I feel like that was, you know, somebody else coming in here onto your journey to help you out, to perhaps help you learn how to use your chariot. Maybe there's somebody else that has a similar chariot and they can just help you along. You know, we don't always have to jump into everything cold, and we don't always have to handle every problem on our own. Sometimes it's just looking something up. I just thought of somebody that like could totally build a house by going on YouTube, you know, or something like that. I mean, you want to do it right and you don't want to mess up your foundation. So eventually you can't just do it on your own. You do have to have physical help to do something like that. That's a big ass project. But you can get advice out there in other forms than just hiring, you know, the standard contractor. You can do it a different way. I just thought of the tiny house, you know, the cool little houses and like buses and trailers and something like that. I just thought of like tiny spaces. So maybe rearranging a tiny space so it feels like it can move, you know, so you can move it with you, rather than it being trapped where it was. So it now has wheels. Yeah, I'm seeing something like that. Maybe there's somebody else who knows how to help you with that. Maybe that's you helping someone else too. I feel like if you see somebody that has a, you know, if they can't get something started, or, you know, they need something like jumped, like a little spark of inspiration, that maybe that's you too, that helpful spark for somebody else. But if that comes through for you, I feel like you'll recognize that spark is for you. Like it's something good to pursue, to look further into for you, whatever it is. I hear property. Maybe it's property, going somewhere different, just a different environment. Ask for help from others. Sometimes it's just asking the right person at the right time. You know, when you feel like you should talk about something you were thinking about, it more often than not has, there's like, who you talk to has information for you, you know, especially if you don't expect to talk to somebody about that. So if you get, I'm getting the urge, like if something keeps coming through for you, like you should talk to somebody, you should do something, you should search here, you should go here, and it keeps coming back for you like an inner, like little call, listen to that. But if it feels like it's coming from someone else, a stranger, a friend, a family member, a child, whomever, divine inspiration can come through anywhere, you know? We can find it anywhere. We can find it in a store window sometimes if it has a connection in you. So look for that connection in you, for that inspiration that makes you want to pursue something, makes you want to move, get on something and go with that inspiration, whatever it is. I see like a library, like you perhaps walking in and having no idea which section to go to, which subject to go to. And then you see a book, like somebody's holding a book and you're like, oh, that. Or somebody points you in the direction like, oh, go to that section over there. And either that's the right section or you find something along the way that's better. So even if you don't end up in that area that the person pointed you towards, I feel like you'll figure it out anyway. You know, like it was that post you needed, that signpost, that crossroads you needed to get you down the right aisle. I hope that made sense. All right, let's get a card from the Romance. Angels, Oracle cards for the weekend. Clarity on, open to success. Success, remain positive. Sometimes the door is shut because there's another door that's better down the hall in the right section for us. Sometimes we get stuck in the wrong section for a long time and we forget to open the book to new interests, new things, new experiences, something different. And we don't even know that it's something exciting until we move directions first. I feel like it's a new discovery. Perhaps it's something inside of you that you sort of put away, like you put on the shelf inside of you an interest or something a long time ago, an interest, even a love interest, or like maybe going out on a date with somebody. It could even be with your honey, but like something that you always wanted to do or like talked about a long time ago and never did. You put it on the shelf. Maybe something like that is coming back, or it's good to pull out to do that different thing or go back to that thing that was good back then. I don't know why that's coming through. Maybe it's doing that thing that you put back on the shelf that gets you towards, you know, the right relationships coming through, platonic or lovey-dovey in your world. Relationships that make you feel good and healthy. You know, like you're going somewhere, like you're feeling good, like you're on track. I'm getting energized. So let's get clarity for love, relationships, communication, matters of the heart for the weekend. Let go of control issues. So that's letting go of everyone else's reins, or the ones that aren't working, the ones that, you know, aren't going on in your world anymore and giving you balance. They're just making everything out of control. Put the control back in your own world. You know, you can't control anyone else, what anyone else thinks, what they want, what they do, how they act, you know, but you can get back control by taking the reins back on how you act, how you react, what you do, what you don't do, what you say, what you don't say. You know, sometimes what you don't say is saying something. Sometimes the silence is a big answer. So sometimes I'm hearing break the silence. Sometimes you just need to break the silence and it clears the slate. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Don't try to push. You know, sometimes we want something to happen, but it's not ready, you know? It hasn't been prepared yet. It's not hot enough yet. You know, I'm getting like the pizza dough hasn't risen yet. So, so wait for something to have its time, you know? Sometimes it's not that I'm getting that. It could be like, I'm getting somebody like feeling maybe unattractive because someone else isn't in the mood, and sometimes someone else isn't in the mood because they're just tired. Maybe it's not you, so don't take everything personally. Wait till the right mood to come around, you know, the right timing to unfold for both, if this is you in a relationship. If this is just you, I'm getting going out by yourself. Perhaps go out and don't have the intention to have to meet somebody. Just go out and have a good time by yourself, call some friends, whatever. More like go out without so many plans, you know, and see where it leads you. Or if you feel like you just aren't getting anything out there, like it's just, I'm getting like the meat market situation and that's not for you, perhaps it's time to just like be the hermit a little bit. Come back to your own chariot, your own home, your own comfortable place, and do something creative. Sometimes energy comes through us and like ideas, even inspirations, and we need to circulate it out there. We need to do something. We need to grab a pen, a pencil, a paintbrush, a hammer, something, and make that energy move out there so it gets out there. You know, I'm getting a creative project, something like that. So for some of you, you might just need to hang out at home, maybe clean up something, clear some space, you know, like your own space, even inner space here, or clearing space so something can come to you when it's ready to knock on the door. So let's get one more card from the Romance Angels. Clarity on let go of control issues. I hear tighten up again. All right, let's get one card. Clarity for the weekend. Matters of the heart. Free yourself. So it's up to you to jump out of your playpen here. You know, you can always go back home where it's comfortable and have your little space. You know, I just bought my parents' dog a big dog bed, and I just thought of like when I put it down in the store, I like laid down on it like this. I'm like, well, I can lay down on it. I think he's good on it. So, you know, it's nice to have a place that you can relax and feel really comfortable in. But sometimes you have to get out of the house. You know, sometimes you do have to go out. So I feel like this is getting out. Maybe some of you have been in the house too long. So if you're in the house, make sure you're doing something productive, something circulating your energy there. And I feel like eventually you'll need to get out of the house. You'll have an idea. You'll need to go get some paintbrushes or, you know, some food or something like that. Get your energy back. You can't always get the takeout here. You have to go out. So free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So take back control for you and allow everyone else the freedom to do the same, to figure it out when they need to, you know, and to have their own timing on something. I'm going back to driver's ed. Sometimes it takes other people a little longer, you know. Sometimes people are comfortable with the stick shift and it gives them control, and sometimes they don't know how to handle that. You know, everybody's a little bit different. So we all grow, we all learn, and depending on our situations, sometimes we have to learn something. Sometimes something comes through and all of a sudden we need to learn to use that stick shift. You know, sometimes we have no choice. We need to be thrown right in the fire. And sometimes just getting thrown right in is all we needed to get it going, you know, to get it to work. And hey, you're pretty good at something you'd never wanted to try before, you thought wouldn't work, you know, and now you feel like, hey, anything could happen here. I can handle anything. You can give me a Mack truck now, you know. Well, maybe not. You actually have to go back to driver's ed and do a different license for that. But you know what I mean? So maybe it's going to make you go on a different road and you're going to want to do, I'm getting like off-roading, you know, like I'm actually getting like four-wheelers, and then I see horses, because I see the four-wheelers, but they need trails. You know, there can always be a tree falling down, but if you're on a horse, or in this case, a unicorn, you know, you can just jump over that fallen tree or teleport. If you are a unicorn, you can probably teleport. I'm getting telepathy, reading somebody's thoughts. That was sort of interesting coming through. So don't rely on always reading somebody's thoughts. Sometimes you actually have to have a conversation. And sometimes you do just know. Sometimes you just know. And you just have to do what's good for you when you know, and not make it a big stink. You know, just get out of it yourself and come back when you need to. You know, I feel like perhaps you're going to tidy up first and leave. But if you need to just jump out of there and come back and tidy up later, go back later. Don't forget about your mess. But do get out, you know. Be responsible either way. All right, we're going to get one more card for the weekend. This is the Winged Enchantment Oracle. It's all birds. So let's get one more card for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The 10th, 11th, and 12th. Now, we do have a full moon eclipse in Leo this weekend, the 10th and or 11th, depending on where you are in the world. So, you know, the door is getting shut somewhere. So let's see where we're opening up towards. One card for the weekend. We have 34, Swallow. Wow, that's really, really pretty. So it's also a 7. That's cool. So we have a 7 and a 7 here. So that also makes me think of 14, patience, temperance, art, you know, combining beautiful, unlikely things and making it priceless, making it golden, making it I'm getting expressive. 34, opening up to something. I'm getting like breach, like she's breaking out of the waves, breaking out of the water, coming up for a breath, breathing again. I just thought of telepop music, Breathe. I put that below. I like that song. Staring at the ceiling, another day. All right, let's see what this is. 34. And I just thought of Xiao, Lenda. I'm not sure of the words because I think she sings in Portuguese. So I'll put that below. She is amazing, by the way, especially if you look her up live. But I'll put Linda. That's the one coming through. 34, Swallow. I am Swallow, the direction changer. I am the swiftness. I feel like that's that wind gust coming through to get you a different direction, that, you know, you're at that position and now it's time to go take a sharp right or a sharp left or a different way you never saw before. I'm getting a different angle. I see like a sharp angle. So like a really tall pyramid. I am the exploration of new angles. I am the bold agility you need to catch what is yours. I am the adaptability required for new experiences. What you see eludes you, and I am here to help you find out why. Step outside yourself and take a longer look. You may have missed a shortcut or have taken one by mistake. Don't laugh, Vinny. I am the hope of new pathways. I am the right path. That's so cool. I am the right place at the right time. I am the most efficient. I think that might be that advice coming through, that comes through this weekend, right when you need it. Not when you wanted it, when you needed it, when it was supposed to come through, when you were actually ready for it, when what you're going towards is actually ready for you. You are encountering choice and the magnitude of its potential. Sometimes the best decisions require the least reflection. It's like spontaneous, turning on a dime, knowing that's the right way, knowing that's the right information, knowing that's the right person, knowing that's the right conversation to keep going with, you know, knowing that's the right door to open up to, or to, I'm getting somebody on board with you, So almost like you're the boss and you're letting somebody maybe come on your chariot or come on board with you, showing them the way. You know that's the right person, even if they don't have experience. You just feel they can catch on. Or that's you and somebody else is opening that door. They feel like you're the right one to catch on to something maybe special. That makes me think, sometimes with a chariot I get really weird things. I just thought of like the special car. I know this has come through before in Back to the Future where Biff has his car and there's only one way to turn it on. He's the only one that knows it, and he had to come back in the future and be himself to turn on that car, and he couldn't understand how anybody else knew how to turn on his car, and it was really himself coming through and teaching you what you really knew all along. So I'm getting that as a parable here. So maybe you knew it all along. You just had to have maybe somebody help you turn it on, or, you know, catch a glimpse of something first. Or see it demonstrated maybe once. I am the most efficient use of skill. You are encountering choice and the magnitude of its potential. I'm also seeing somebody that's not you, not like Biff, like your date, your new friend, somebody in your family, somebody totally different than you that is the one person that maybe comes on and just knows how to turn you on. So, let's continue. Sometimes the best decisions require the least reflection. I am the spontaneity of a single fleeting moment where everything can change. I am the determination to cross difficult terrain. That's cool. That's that rough terrain. Those big wheels will get you across. Don't worry about it. I am the determination to cross difficult terrain. Trust your intuition. That's that thing deep inside of you. That thing that comes through for you, that you just hear, those signs that make sense to you. Nobody else but you. Your own personal buttons, you know, that get you going, that give you direction, that makes sense to you, that allow the puzzle piece to come together, the bigger part of the map to make sense. Sometimes you're just on one part of the map and you have to travel a little farther to see the next part of the map. You are the energy of higher purpose. You are the power to outmaneuver. You are pure instinct. You are swallow. All right, guys, I hope this reading was helpful. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. I love you, and I'll see you